Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make a folio using single-sided paper, easy folio, and we only use 3 pieces of scrapbook paper, plus what you embellish with and tags and stuff, but single-sided, so easy project. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. Now, like I say, we have 3 pieces of scrapbook paper, and these were cut at 9 inches across, 6 inches high. So figure out which one you want for your outside piece, and I'm going to use the flowers for my cover. So we're going to fold that one in half with the outside showing, so we have wrong sides together. Then on the next 2, we're going to fold our right side in. Okay, then with our outside piece and whichever design you want to be second, put that in next, and we're going to do our wrong sides together. So see, we're going to have patterns on both sides. Now I'm going to make, let me see here a minute. I'm going to make this an outside pocket. So I want to cut a notch in here, and hopefully it'll be even. And I'm using orange ink in this project, so I just want to take my orange and kind of highlight it around in there a little bit. So just move this back a little bit. Then when our tag is out, we won't see all of the white. And if you don't mind the white, well, then you don't have to ink it. Okay, I think that's probably good. So we're going to do that where our pockets go in. So I'll just lay that aside. So we're going to glue these 2 together. And we'll glue down each side and across the bottom. So how's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing good, having a good day. And then we can just bring that back up even. And I'm going to ink around the outside, so I want to ink as I go, because if I don't, I'll forget. I should have inked that. Don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, that's what it was. So we'll just do some pretty fall colors today. Enjoy the season that's up and coming. Now we're going to fold this over. Make sure it's still even. And then we're going to take this one, fold it in half, and we're going to match up these 2. So we'll have our front flap, a center flap, and our back flap. So I want to make this one a top notch. Do I want to do both sides? Maybe I will, because it'll be on the inside. So I'll do my notch after I glue it. And I don't think that'll hurt anything. So we're going to glue down one side and up the other. Okay, now we'll even that back up again because I moved it. And we'll just kind of fold it up together and then lay it down. I think I got a little glue on there. I don't think I got that right. Okay. And then wherever we have white edges, all we have to do is ink it, or you can trim it. I could probably just trim that a little bit, because when you're putting the two together, you're pushing some of your paper out. So we can just trim it a little bit. Hopefully I trim it straight and don't hack up the side of my my pocket. And then that little tiny bit on top, I think I'll just ink it, because as long as it's okay here, and I think it is. So we'll go ahead and cut our notch. And then we'll ink. I don't know if I'm going to be able to ink in there. I don't want to mess up my fold. I don't think I'm going to, because I don't want to ruin it. I'll run over it with my bone folder a little bit, just to flatten it out some. There we go. And we'll fold that way. And we'll flatten that out. Okay. Now, this last part, we're going to have our side pocket again. So I'm just going to glue. That's glued, so all we really have to glue is there and there. And then we can just fold this back over, making sure we line everything up. And let's see what this looks like. I don't think I want to trim that because I don't want it to be too narrow. I can trim a little tiny bit. So what's everyone been working on? I was off again yesterday, but that's okay. I don't think yesterday I felt very good. I think maybe it's just the weather. My hubby didn't feel very good either. All right, now we're going to, probably should have done it before I glued it, huh? Kind of forgot. Don't think, my hubby didn't feel very good either. He had a little bit of a sore throat and a headache, and I just had a headache and didn't feel good. But the weather's so changeable. I think I need to get me some more of these little ink pads. It's cheap ink, but I like it. There, I think that's good. And then on this one, we have the background showing. So now we can ink this side. And the little folio is all put together now. All we have to do is add our embellishments and our tags. But what I should have done was inked them before I glued them. But the inside just won't be inked. And that's quite all right. Sometimes you think of things after the fact. I know I do. Okay, so I think we're done with that for now. Move that out of the way. So, on our first page, or our front page, this was in the paper pad, best day ever, so I cut it out, and the way these weren't like really straight where you could cut straight around them, so I just kind of curved them, cut it with my Pinkin shears, just cut a piece of this to back it with, so it wasn't quite so small. I'll just put that down there, and I'm just going to glue this down. Could raise it up on them little pop dots, but I'm just going to glue it down. And there's orange in these flowers, so the pink and the orange go together good. Then I want to just take a little bit of this lace and put across the bottom of it, or do I want to put it here? Maybe I want to put it here. And just to go over my flowers a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. Or my leaves, whatever. Turn it around this way, make it easier to see. Hopefully that looks all right on there. Yeah, I think it's all right. All right, now on our next page, and we'll add our tags after we get done. On our next page, we're going to have a little notebook. And I'm going to have it go through the little belly band. Hopefully this is not too wide to be in the way of the tag or the pocket, and it's not. I'm going to have it go down through a little belly band so we'll be able to slide the thing in and out, and then you can change the paper. Then I just used 5 sheets of lined paper, so it gives you 10 sheets paper, front and back. And I just tore them, kind of got ink on that page and on that page, but that's okay. I just tore them at a different length, cut the bottom of this with my pinking shears. So I'm just going to have this like in the center of the scrapbook paper. Then I'm going to have this kind of in the center of it all, so it goes down through the belly band like it's supposed to. I didn't want to put a real wide belly band on, so I made this little thing narrower. And then just to cover all and hold it all together, I'm going to put this over the back of it. And all I'm going to do is staple it. I'm going to staple it up kind of high. Sorry if I'm off camera, I'm trying to see what I'm doing. And then I just want to make sure I have these ends even, and I do. So that's good. And I already inked around this. So I want to glue this down. I'm only going to glue this 2 sides, and I doubled this paper to make this just a little stiffer. On the back of this, I just used white cardstock. And, you know, you can also journal on that. Make sure where I'm putting it, like right about in here somewhere. Now I have to lift it up to make sure I have it straight. And make sure we're not going to be at the bottom of the page. I think I have to move it down a little bit. I think it needs to be there. And it's not straight. Yeah, I think it is. So if I find that doesn't hold, I'll have to put a little bit more glue on it. So while that's setting, on the front, I think I used my lace for something other than what I was supposed to. Maybe that's the lace I was supposed to use for the, yeah, that's okay, we have more. Let me just cut another piece of lace. And cut this in half. I could have swore I cut enough lace. Maybe I only thought I did. So I want to just put this over here to kind of mask the paper clip or the staples, and then I want to put notes on here. And I just cut around this. I stamped these, the notes, and I cut around it with my pinking shears. So I want to make sure that's straight. If it's not, well, it's got to be now because it's stuck. And then I'm just going to add my lace. And then I'll trim it. Now let's see if this is stuck down. Good. I cut my my little belly band the width of this. I can tell you how long this is. I did this notepad about 7. No, I didn't do it 7. I did this little notepad about 5 3/8 by 3 inches wide, and then I just cut my papers a little bit narrower. All right, now on this page, I'm going to do a little pocket, and then up here we have our top tag, and we're going to have happiness is. Now the paper that I'm using for the pockets is just this same paper here, so you'll be able to write on your pocket, and I think that's a good idea. And it gave me something a little bit different than the background paper to use, because I'm using that through the little folio, so I didn't want to go overboard with it. Okay, happiness is. And then I'm just going to glue the 3 sides. I rounded my corners on the top, and I inked around it. And I just cut it a little bit smaller than the page, so I could have a border around it. So it is about 4 1/4 by 2 7/8. One of these pockets is a little shorter than the other because it was scraps. Now on this, let me see, yeah. On this pocket, I'm going to have another belly band, kind of a wide belly band. I don't know if I really like it that wide. And then I'm going to have the lace, and I'm leaving it doubled. I'm going to have the lace over top of the belly band, because we're going to have a double belly band. I don't think I inked this, but I think as long as I have it cut, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it this wide. Okay. Oh dear. Well, on this side, the top pocket is covered up. And I think I'll just ink that, and that'll just stay like that. Well, let me hurry. I think I'm gluing my top pocket shut. And there we go. So let me ink that real quick. And I'll have to glue it again. Kind of forgot all about that. That's where the glue was, so it's not going to cover very good. And that'll be all right, because we'll have a tag in there. So now let me glue this again. And then I'll have to trim it because I didn't put it on there straight. See if I have to trim the bottom. No, I think the bottom is okay. Okay. Now we can move on. Now I can put my lace on here. So I just use my Fabri-Tac. If it's not clogged. See, I was moving right along there. And we'll trim that off. Now, you don't have to add a second belly band if you don't want to. I just wanted to add an extra tag. To make sure that belly band is stuck. Yes, it is. So for underneath my belly band, I made this little booklet, just 2 pieces of that writing paper. Put them together, and when you're writing, this can be folded back, and then it can just be folded back over. So there's 4 sheets in the little booklet. And I just used some of the flower paper as the binding for it. And then I'll put the other tag in there in a minute. I just wanted to show you the booklet because I think it's cute. Now we have this pocket here and happy thoughts. So we're just going to glue the 3 sides. I like the idea of doing these little folios like this because you can use your single-sided paper. I'm going to have to cut my pocket. Take it off, take it off. Because you can use your single-sided paper and you can still have 2 sides together. This is going to have to be quite a bit shorter pocket. So I'm just going to cut it. I don't want to make it look like a funny pocket up there, so we'll just have a shorter pocket with a little thumb notch. And we'll round these corners, and it'll be all right to have a little short one. When I was figuring my pieces, my pockets wasn't cut in, so there we go. It'll just be down below. I could have left it a little higher. Oh well. But my notches weren't cut in there, so I didn't have that to think of. Okay. Now, and I'm not going to put anything on the back. You can if you want. So now we're going to go through and do our tags. So I don't think that'll be too tall for that pocket. I think that'll be just fine. So I just have tags with flowers on, and I kind of inked the backs. I have these bigger tags that I want to just slide down in these pockets, and journal space on the back. Let me put my caps on my glue because they're in my way. I have too much stuff sitting here right now. Okay, now I'm going to just stick these in here. And you'll be able to see them there. Then here, I want to put an extra tag underneath my lace belly band. Isn't that cool? I like that. I like it. Then we're going to have this tag here. And I like that purple iris. Then up top, not sure. I'm not going to be able to push this down all the way because it's not long enough. So we'll have a tag there. And then we have our notepad, so we can write, we can make little notes. And then we have a tag here. Now, these go in just a little bit farther. I could always add these to a piece of file folder, and I might do that later on. You might want to keep that in mind. I could add this into the center of a file folder card to make it longer, and I might do that, because even just adding a tab on top wouldn't make it long enough. But isn't it cute? Oh, I like that. And it stays shut. I'm not going to put any kind of closure on it right now. So that's cute. That would make a nice gift for anybody that would like to have something so they could take notes or memories or anything like that. So let me know down in the comments what you think, and I hope you come back to see my next video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and let me know. So until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.